All right. So this is going to be part two of the episode 15. And this is the reason I was speaking a lot about monetary. And even though I was saying it has nothing to do about how much money you make, it doesn't. That's just something I'm working on right now. And I just become, and I know that's something that a lot of people are trying to, just grow their wealth and, become financially set and have financial freedom. But it's also about doing something that fills you. You might be okay financially, or you might not really care how much money you make as long as you can make a living doing something that's respectable, doing something that you care about or could be passionate about, something that gives you a sense of purpose, and finding those things also makes a difference. Still trying to figure out where's your place in the world. So becoming that better version of yourself, or leveling up as they say, it comes with a sense of maturity about where's your placement in the world. And sometimes you have to remove yourself from the situation that you're in. You have to remove yourself from that job, from that city, from that state, sometimes from that relationship. If that stuff doesn't align with what it is that you're trying to do, sometimes you have to remove yourself. And it's okay. Um, it's okay for you to have made a mistake. It's okay for you to have settled. But you have to understand that by settling, and by making a mistake, that means you get a do over and over and over. Sometimes that first time just isn't quite right. And it's okay that you made that mistake. And even if it wasn't a mistake, it was a choice, it was a decision. It was where you were at that time. And that's why you made that decision. Not necessarily a mistake, but when you realize that it's not working for you anymore, you're doing yourself a disservice to stay in that position and stay in that relationship, stay in that city or that state when you know your heart is somewhere else. And that's a part of leveling up too, or becoming a better version of yourself. Because if you're not confident in your situation, if you're not able to see yourself growing in that situation or that job or in that community, then the world is so big. Go out and find yourself. And I know that that's hard to do, especially when you have children or you have limited resources, but sometimes you have to put yourself first. Your happiness is what matters, because when you're happy and you're content, or when you're happy and you are um, thriving in your own self, your own mental state, in your own body, when you're happy with that and you're flourishing, it comes out. It shows through. It really does. It shows through. And when it shows through, it kind of just falls onto everything that you're doing. The people that you speak to, even if they are not aligned with where you're trying to go, remove them. Remove them. You know what I'm saying? Stop talking to them. Sometimes you don't want to throw your friends away, but sometimes you have to put some distance. Sometimes you have to keep things to yourself, because you don't want people's reaction to spoil your enthusiasm. Now, that's not to say that you can't talk about it, but make sure the person that you're speaking to feels the same way that I'm saying. They are trying to motivate you to become that person. Not, oh girl, you can't do that. Where you gonna go? Where you gonna live? Who does that? You just can't throw your life away. What you trying to say, girl? Ain't nothing out here for you, girl. I wish I trade places with you. No, that has nothing to do with you. That's them projecting what they feel onto you, and now you feel some kind of way. Don't allow people to do that to you. It happens all the time. It happens to me all the time. I've learned as I'm getting older, sometimes you just got to keep things to yourself. And it's not because I don't want to disclose information to my friends or family. It's just that I'm still trying to work out the process myself. And I don't want to say anything prematurely because I don't want my inconsistency to be a downfall later for them to talk about, or for me to dwell on, I should say. Because people bring stuff up and it's like boom, it's like it's fresh in your mind all again. Oh girl, I thought you was losing weight. Yeah, girl, that diet didn't work for me. Oh, I thought you was moving. Oh, well, you know, I just wasn't able to swing that right now. Oh, I thought X, Y, and Z, that relationship, and you know, all kinds of things. And it's like they keep bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up, and you're trying to forget it, or you're trying to move past it and put it behind you and not live in that disappointment or that mistake or that downfall. So, no, it's not about leveling up means make more money. It's about being comfortable with you, confident in what you're doing, happy with what you're doing, something that gives you purpose and peace. And a lot of us, we just float around, float around. My dog is Gabby over here licking my arm. Gabby, she over here just licking my arm. It feels so weird. But it's not about that. It's about really figuring out you. You know, ooh, she pulling down my thing. It's about figuring out you, who you are, where you want to be in life. Has nothing to do with money. If you're good in that sense, it doesn't have to have anything to do with it. You might be in the wrong relationship or marriage, and you might not want to be married. You might have made that decision because you were too afraid to say no, or what that meant if you said no. You know, you might be afraid to, you know, even if you're living with someone, you really kind of value, you know, like your own space, and you moved in with this person, and it's just not working, or you just don't like living with someone and you don't even know how to get yourself out of that situation. This is about feeding your soul, fueling your confidence. It's about leveling up, fueling your confidence. All of these things into one makes leveling up possible, or it makes it that transition. All of those things combined, not just one or the other. Because it's good and fine and well to do well, but it means nothing without peace of mind. You can, you know, have the best job in the world and come home to misery, still feel incomplete, feel like you're just walking around like a zombie at your job or in your relationship, in your marriage. In, you know, if you want something, it's worth fighting for. It's worth going after. Don't wait until next year. Start today. Start today. Start right now making a plan. Figure out where you feel good at. If you've traveled and you love a certain city, why not go there? Why not try it out? What's to lose? Oh, you got to get a different job. Okay. As you can see, every job you work, you're not, you know, indispensable. Is that what it is? I think that's you are not, you know, some people say you are not that person where if you left, the company would just go under. You know, sometimes you have to find yourself in that transition and become that person who you always dreamed you could be in your relationship. Sometimes your relationship is not working out. Um, you're even with your friends, with your family, and sometimes it takes you becoming that person to allow yourself to say it's okay to say no. It's okay not to answer the phone. It's okay to tell someone exactly how you feel or how they make you feel. It's okay if they get upset, and you can deal with that. You say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. You know, I can't. I just can't listen to this negativity. Sometimes you just have to say, you know what, I have to go. Um, I'm busy right now or whatever. Sometimes people, they call you with such like down information. They're not being optimistic or upbeat. They're feeding you negative energy. And I realize sometimes I have done that. And that's why a lot of times I don't really even talk to people, because my mood, it's like I want to explain to people what it means to battle with depression and battle with finding yourself. And that's not their conversation. That's not their fight. It's my fight. And sometimes I talk to God about it, and I talk to myself about it, because I have to hear what I'm saying in order for me to realize that it makes no sense, or that I'm just doubting myself and I'm not giving myself credit where credit is due. Me being open about it is the first step. Me discovering that there is a problem, or that I'm not happy with certain things, that's the first step. Some people are in denial. They literally are on pilot mode. They autopilot. They just wake up, get a husband or boyfriend a kiss. Hey kids, love you. I'll make dinner, make breakfast. Off to get dressed, off to work, do their job. Hey girl, go to lunch. Finish work, come home. Chit chat, scroll on social media, cook something, take a bath, shower, kiss husband, have sex, not have sex, go to bed, wake up, do it again. Such a routine, such a bore. And it gets to the point where it's just such a routine for some people, they don't even realize how stale it is, how much excitement they're missing, how mundane it feels to just be on autopilot every freaking day, day after day, year after year. Don't even realize they're missing out on their life. Don't even realize their happiness is somewhere but not with them. It's just people, that's the life they live. But I promise you, if you do the work, take the time out, have the conversation, write it down. Take the time, write it down. Be involved in your life. Don't just let it pass by. We have to be involved. We have to pick up the pieces. We have to create the memories. We have to invest in our relationships, invest in ourselves, in our job, in our mind, in our health, in our spirit. We have to invest in those things. You're eating yourself to death, becoming morbidly obese. You don't feel good. You don't know why you don't feel good, why you always feel tired. I mean, if you're not eating healthy and you're just eating a bunch of junk, like I do a lot of times, that sluggish feeling you get where I don't want to do nothing could be the difference between eating healthier and eating junk. It could mean the difference between waking up in the morning and singing to yourself, playing a song, doing something different in the morning. Hey, I'm going to cook breakfast. I'm going to cook a special breakfast. I'm going to do something. I'm going to work out this morning. I'm going to read the Bible this morning. I'm going to listen to a podcast this morning. You know what I mean? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to drive by this neighborhood that I like. They got the nice trees and greenery. I'm just going to take an extra 15 minutes just to drive and listen, or just be by myself before I get to work. I'm going to speak to my children and ask them what's really going on. Not just expecting social media and TV and their peers to raise them, but actually get involved in their life and figure out what it is that they're doing and what they want and how they feel about themselves and about you, their parent. Because that's important. A lot of people don't. They had to spend so much time with their children during the pandemic. They were just like, I don't even know what to do. Oh my God. It's like they're your children. They're people. They're little, they're mini yous. You know what I mean? It's good that you can have a conversation with them and be able to be involved in what they're doing and what they want to do, and not just sit there and allow them to be on their phone all day talking to and doing God knows what you don't even know. You just know that they're not bothering you, and that's good. Just think about it. Being real. Not even trying to throw shade at anybody. But I'm saying it's just what we do. It's what we do. My mama didn't want to be bothered with us all the time. As long as we wasn't out there having babies and cussing and all the stuff and being disrespectful in her house, she was oblivious. Oblivious. I can't even say it. My list. But she was so unaware of what we were doing. So I'm saying, take that time. Get to know yourself. Get to know your children, your spouse. Hey, what are we doing? What are our goals for the year? What is our goal for the month? You know, spending more time together. Let's prepare a meal together. Let's just sit here and talk and just, figure out where we're going in life and how we actually feel on the inside, having an intimate conversation just for an hour before you go to bed or in the waking up early, just to have that intimate time and being grateful and loving on each other and reconnecting every single day, not just on special occasions. And a lot of people, they don't do it. If you're not sexually satisfied, let's do something. Hey, let's do something, spontaneous. We've been doing the same thing for so long. Let's do something different. Let's, get creative. Let's just have a time where we just cuddle. Let's go somewhere with a nice jacuzzi. We can relax and just listen to some music and enjoy each other's company. Why not? Some people, they don't even do that. They so used to bickering about what you're not doing, what you have done. You can't even reconnect every day, and then you start to separate. You like this in the beginning, you start to separate. And you don't want that. If you love the person you're with, you want to always be in tune with what's going on with them. You don't want to ever let them get to the point where they feel like you don't care, you don't love them. All of this is a part of leveling up and becoming a better version of yourself, taking ownership in your relationship, taking ownership in your actions, the things you don't do, being real. Sometimes people be thinking, oh, he doesn't love me, she doesn't love me or whatever. And let's be real. Some people let themselves go. And I'm not going to lie to you. People's like, oh, you should love me at 500 pounds. If you love me, you love me. But let's be real. I can love you all day long. Being attracted to you is two different things. I love you. But, you was a size 2. Now you're a size 24. I'm sorry. I just, some people, they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And just like girls who are men who are larger, they have types too. And they might like a nice smaller guy and he start gaining weight, and so it goes both ways. It's not just saying if you big you can't be beautiful. I'm saying what attracted me to you now and what I'm attracted to later might be different. Now I'm not saying you gotta be a size 2 forever. I'm not saying it. I'm not the same size I was whenever I met my husband. I'm not. What I'm saying is that sometimes you want to feel sexy and you want to feel sensual, and it's hard to when you don't even feel comfortable in your own skin. And in order for you to feel comfortable in your own skin, you have to be confident in who you are at that moment. And if you gain weight or lost weight and you don't feel good, level up, boo-boo. Take ownership in what's going on with you. Take assessments and say, you know what, I don't feel good. I'm not where I want to be physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm being drained. I'm not eating healthy. I'm not taking care of myself. I'm not taking care of my skin. I'm not taking care of my teeth. Anything. Get it done. Write a list out of everything that you want to achieve, everything within reason. Put goals, set guidelines and goals when you want to achieve them, what's realistic in a realistic time frame. And if you're married, or even if you have things that pertain to your spouse or your children, you sit down and you have a conversation with them. Look, y'all, we got to keep this house clean. This is what I came up with. Do y'all have an issue with this? What is your input? We want to go on a family vacation. We can't go out to eat every night, or I can't give y'all money to just throw away X, Y, and Z. If we trying to plan this trip, if y'all want this trip, y'all gonna have to make sacrifices. It's about communication. You gotta have that dialogue with your family. You can't just expect things to get better because they magically know what you're thinking and how you're feeling, but you never verbalize it. We all have to level up to some extent when it comes to taking ownership of that. Not, like I said, it's not about just making more money. It's just about having a conversation about what you're not happy about and the things that you want to change within yourself. So, on that note, I'm going to leave it there because I feel like we've touched on monetary, we've touched on personal, and I think together trying to figure out what those things mean to us and how we can achieve them little by little, being realistic, setting realistic goals, and being proactive in how we're getting them done is really going to push us forward in us becoming better. Like, I really feel like that's so important. Now, yes, you want to put your best foot forward. You want to make sure, your hygiene is kept up. You want to make sure your outer appearance is kept up as far as like making sure your hair is neatly done or your groom, your nails not all nasty and dirty, and your breath smell fresh, and make sure you lotion your body down or whatever, your privates and stuff all smell together, hygiene. And those are parts too, because some people, they don't, if they don't know, they don't know. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing, but that's not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. We're wrong, and we have to really just be careful about everything that we do, because it can push some people away. And we want to preserve those friendships and those relationships as best we can, because they're hard to come by, and we don't want to you know have sour relationships that we can't resolve because we're not communicating and we're not doing our part. So, yeah, if you like this segment of becoming a better version of yourself, aka or hashtag leveling up, please like, comment, and subscribe. Or please comment. I think on one of my videos the comments was disabled, but I don't know. I really don't. I'm not new to YouTube, because my first YouTube video was actually 12 years ago, and I had about 3 or 4 videos back 12 years ago, and then 10 years ago or 9 years ago, whatever. But technology was a little rough back then. But yeah, let me know in the comments what do you want to hear about, and I will make sure to kind of involve everything that I'm doing, things that I'm doing to just better myself, and the actions that I'm taking, so you're not just seeing me sit around and having a conversation. As you can see, I did get my braces. That was something that I was very not insecure about, but I've been wanting, because my teeth are spreading. You can see them better. Like when I didn't have, you couldn't even really tell that they were as spacey, but with them on, they spacey. So I'm just happy to get that taken care of. I got my fibroids removed, which was hindering me from doing a lot of things that I wanted to do, because I kept having these pains. And if you want me to do a whole video on just my fibroids, the removal, that process, oh my God, so much information. Let me know in the comments, because whew. But anyway, love you guys and love talking to you. I'll see you next time. I think it'll be episode 17. Yeah, and I'm gonna try my best to do as many as I can, because I really want to be consistent.